Zoe, help us understand, and because we're going to use our conversation in Montana as extrapolating to other places. Help us understand what's going on in Montana. Why is this happening?
So we are seeing let's talk about the sort of totality of these attacks. We are seeing bills, anti-trans bills particularly, targeting trans people's pasts, presents, and futures. When you take a book ban, for instance, when you take LGBTQ memoirs off of the shelves, you're removing personal histories around LGBTQ people. When you disallow schools from teaching about LGBTQ history, when you ban drag, you are banning an art form that is connected to queer history in this country. When you look back at the way 3 articles of clothing laws were used to target gay and trans community members 50 years ago. When you look at things that ban our present, that's the kind of Senate Bill 458. That's the kind of attacks that Senate Bill 458 are doing. When you disallow gender markers to be updated on your birth certificates, when you disallow driver's licenses to be accurate, you are creating a barrier where it is very difficult for trans people to go through their daily life. I remember prior to getting my documents updated, getting kicked out of bars, not for having done anything, but for going into and showing the bouncer my ID and him saying, "That ain't you, Missy." And I needed to get an updated ID that reflected who I am. You see those kinds of things. And then you look at bills that ban our futures. And you look at banning healthcare, obviously banning trans care for trans people takes away our ability to have a joyous life, to have that pursuit of happiness. But you also look at what Senate Bill 458 does when it defines sex as binary. You know, I am engaged. My fiance has a 7-year-old. I hope to live a long and happy life with both of them. Whenever I die, I hope my tombstone says, "Here lies Zooey Zephyr, loving mother, loving wife, leaves behind X, Y, and Z." The state of Montana says that's all fine and good. Loving mother, loving wife, neat. But on the back end, we're going to make sure it's noted that you're a man. And that kind of stuff is some of the painful harm that a bill like this can do, because it tells you that no matter what you do in your life, the government will never see you for who you are. Those are what these kinds of bills can rob trans people of.